Hello, brewery leaders. I want to give you a quick rundown of the modern analytics process that will be a game changer for your brewery because there's a lot to cover, and I could easily talk about this for hours. I'm going to go through it pretty quick, but please contact me if you have any additional questions or need more detail on anything. As I'm sure you know, using data and analytics effectively is absolutely critical to your business success. It'll help you make better decisions, quickly take advantage of opportunities or mitigate risks, and ultimately improve your performance and your profitability. What's great about today's modern platforms is that we can easily get data out of all of your transactional systems. We can combine it and enhance it to make it extremely informative. And then we can present it in world-class dashboards in a consolidated location to support business insights and optimal decision-making. We'll come back to some of this in a bit. That being said, many breweries today struggle with making effective use of data and analytics. I won't go through each of these right now, but I'm guessing several of them sound familiar to what you might have heard or experienced in your own brewery. Sometimes it's very inefficient, so you might have heard, this takes too long to update each day and is so tedious. It's usually not even worth it. Maybe people don't trust the data that you guys provide. You might hear something like, I'd like to just take the data at face value, but I've been burned before. So now I have to take extra time to validate it against other sources. And oftentimes I find it's not even correct and not what I need. You might hear, it feels like our reports are never quite at the right level of detail. They're either too high or too low for what I need in decision making. Why can't I just get what I need? And finally, you might see that your system is poorly organized. And you hear from people that, I think we usually have this data available, but I have no idea where to find it. And I need to make a decision immediately. So I'm just going to have to wing it and hope for the best. And I want to assure you that a modern analytics program solves all of these issues and even adds more value to your team and your business. So let me just spend a few minutes and give you a quick explanation of how we get data out of your source systems, we enhance it, and then we prepare it in these dashboards and visualization system. I think having a basic understanding will give you more confidence as we talk through some other parts of this. So first, we want to bring out as much data as possible from as many platforms as possible. This will give us the most flexibility and insights downstream. I have a few listed here, but this list could expand to hundreds of different platforms potentially that you might have data in. We want to connect to and use data out of all of those. And we really have two different ways that we can get to the data. One is fully automated, and that's most ideal. It's basically just two systems or computers talking to each other, moving data back and forth. Sometimes we don't have that option though, and we have to do something that's a little bit more manual. What that would entail is running a standard report out of the source system on a certain schedule, saving that down into an Excel and a shared drive, and then retake it from there. So it's still not too much effort. Then we're going to transform and enhance this data. We could do that a few different ways. One is combining data together. So maybe you have a separate system between your point of sale and your wholesale business. You want to bring that all together so you can get a consolidated view of all of your demand. We can do that by combining those two data sources together. We also want to enhance your data. So sometimes your transactional system doesn't have all the dimensions we need. Maybe we want to add a few different customer groups or customer regions. We want to do the same thing with your beers. We want to group them into families or types of beer. We're able to do that in this area by enhancing your data. Also, we could bring in costs if as needed so we could get to some good margin information. If we need to calculate any standard formulas, we do it here. For example, if we wanted to take each of the ways you sell your beer and break that down into how many ounces is it, and then build that up into how many barrels is it, this is where we would also do something like that. And then finally, we take the opportunity just to clean up any field names or data names that we need to make it more usable for your business and your brewery as you start to look at the analytics. Next, we upload all of this back into Tableau. And once all the data is there, it's ready for you to use. So let's take a look at that next. So as I walk through the next part of this demonstration, kind of think through how you guys get to data today and what this would be able to provide for your team. So first of all, let's assume that processes that I just described have already happened. So maybe it's 6 a.m. We've already extracted data out of your source systems, we've enhanced it, and we've prepared it in Tableau. So first thing in the morning as you get up and turn on the computer or look at it on your cell phone is you're going to see some information that Tableau has pushed directly out to you. So this would be in the form of a subscription. We can do this a few different ways. One is we could just set it up on a schedule. So on the one on the left, maybe that's the master weekly dashboard that you get once a week on Monday mornings. And that gives you all sorts of great information on what happened the previous week. You'll notice there's also a PDF attached. So if you wanted to print it and post it up in your brewery, you could certainly do that. Or if you wanted to print it just to make some notes, you could do that as well. The one on the right is more of an alert form. So this is going to be if something hit a certain threshold or condition within the system, Tableau is going to immediately send out an email notifying people that that condition was reached. So you don't necessarily have to go in and be looking at these things every single day to pick up these insights. If there's something critical, we'll set up an alert and it'll notify you right when that happens. Okay, so now let's actually get in the system and do some live demonstration. So the first thing you might do as you log into Tableau in the morning is land on this landing page. So there's all sorts of great information here, as you can see. I'll just slowly scroll down through here. What this is going to show is every dashboard you have access to. So you can see we have some demand dashboards up at the top here. Next, we're going to look at finance. We have some operations, marketing, and HR. And we could really build this out with everything that you guys would need to track. There's a few cool features on here. One is not only can you see everything, you get a little description of it. It's extremely easy to navigate from one to the other. So all you have to do is click on one of these images, and it's going to right away pop up that actual dashboard within Tableau. Cool. So here it is, just a few clicks of the mouse to get to this point. Another thing that's, I think, very helpful is if you needed a little bit more information on one of these. If you click this little info icon, you'll see now it's going to navigate to the website. Where you're going to get a video. The video walks you through the different features of that dashboard. It's going to give you a few actual use cases on how to get information out of there, and then get you a little bit more detail down here. So just a really nice way to keep everything nice and organized right in front of you. You don't have to go try to remember where things are saved and go find them. It's all right here on the screen. I'm going to dive into this master dashboard because this shows a lot of information and a lot of the power of the system. So as this is rendering, you're going to notice we have, I'll slowly scroll down through here, and this might be something that you get once a week, and it's really going to be your 30,000 foot snapshot of the health and different aspects of your business. So first up, we have some information on customer demand. So that's obviously real important, right? As I'm scrolling through there, you'll see here's an inventory section. Here's a section on all your different transactions and activities. Next, we'll look up at some financial statement information. We have some stuff related to your balance sheet. We have taproom traffic next. Finally, marketing, and then stuff related to HR in your team. So pretty cool, right? This is taking information out of probably 6 different systems and preparing it all in a single point of view for you to really get that holistic view of your business. And to show you the additional power of this type of system is, let's say you found something in sales demand on a beer and you wanted to really deep dive into that some more. You could click on this little icon here, and what it's going to do is it's going to take you right to the sales or demand section. And then we said we wanted to deep dive a beer, so we're just going to click on that dashboard also. Cool. So right away, now we're on our beer deep dive dashboard. I'm not going to go through everything on here on this video, but we have others that would do that. So, you could do the basic functions like you can filter on different types of beer. Let's say it was your hazy you wanted to dive into some more, or maybe your pale. So we'll just see a few examples of the dashboard rendering there. And then again, if you were on here and you kind of forgot exactly what it's doing or how you want to use it, all you have to do is click the icon. Again, it's going to take you right back to the website where you get the video and more explanation there. So super user friendly. So before I move off the demo, I just wanted to scroll back through this so you can see, again, a few of the examples of what data you could get to with just a few clicks of the mouse every single day. This would be ready for you, all aspects of your business. And again, we can add more as it makes sense or as you have access to other systems. Okay, so that was pretty cool, right? Let's just go back through some of those earlier pain points that we saw with maybe your current system and talk through how modern analytics would help fix that. One is this is extremely efficient to build out every day. It's basically computers talking to computers. So you can update 30 plus dashboards that we looked at on schedules and get to immediate insights off that data. Next up is it's trustworthy because we have that standard process in place to extract, enhance, and load that information. There's really no human involvement, no opportunity for error. Next is we saw a good example of how there's a few different levels of detail that we can get to. You can get to that 30,000 foot view of your brewery, and then with just a few clicks of the mouse, you could dive into a specific beer, a specific customer, your taproom volume. It's really quick to get to whatever level of insight you need to make that decision that day. And then finally, we have good organization. So all the information's right there. It's all on a single screen, a single system, a few clicks of the mouse, and you can get exactly to what you need. You always know where it is. And if you need more information, you can get to that also, again, with just a few clicks of the mouse. So even though you just saw all of that, and I think it probably looked pretty good, you might have a few concerns. Let me just walk through a few of those real quick and see if we can alleviate them. One, you might be concerned that your team is not skilled enough at technology. Well, that's okay. I think you just saw from that demo, it's really easy to use. You basically log in, everything's going to be just a few clicks of the mouse away. You also have those videos you can watch. We have ongoing support. So we're going to really hold your hand to make sure your team is comfortable using this information. You might think that your brewery is too unique for this to work, and I can assure you that's not the case. This is going to be very effective for breweries that are small, that are large, that are complex, that are simple. We can hook up to any source systems you have, even if they're not the standard ones, and we're going to be able to prepare all of these great insights for you. Next up, you might not think that you have enough time to invest in a new initiative. But really, the point of this is to save you time. So we're going to get it set up, and then you will never have to be dealing with your own data or analytics again in the future. All of it's going to be right there at your fingertips. And also, I'm really efficient at setting these up. I don't need much hand-holding from your team. So it's basically give me access to your systems. I get to work, and a few days later, you have all this ready to go. I don't need your team to walk me through all of your data. Finally, you might be concerned that you don't have too much in the checking account right now, and that's okay. We can work around that. First, I want you to remember that this is an investment. You're going to see a large return on that investment in a really quick payback period. In fact, if you want to go into my resources section, I have a return on investment or payback calculator. You can plug in some assumptions and you can see how quickly a system like this is going to pay back your investment in it. And then we don't have to go full blown all at first. So let's say we don't have the time or the money to build out 50 dashboards right out of the gate. That's fine. Let's start with a few. Maybe we start with customer demand because that's probably your most impactful. We get your team up and comfortable there. And in a few months, it would be unusual, but let's say you guys don't find value from it. Okay, that's fine. We can drop it at that point without too much cost involved. But I have a feeling your team's going to start to use this and you're going to want to take it and really dive in with both feet. So we're able to scale up quickly at that point too. Okay, so finally, if that all sounds intriguing and you'd like more info, please check out the website. We have a lot of good resources for you, good information on modern analytics as you're doing some more of your due diligence to see if you want to dive into this modern analytics platform. I'd also love to hear from you. So if you have any questions, you have ideas, you maybe want to see me demo something a little bit more, or you want to do a full proof of concept with some of your data before you're ready to go full blown on modern analytics, please contact me and we'll get that set up. Really looking forward to having those conversations with you. So here's to brewing with precision and passion, all powered by data and analytics. Cheers.